What's up, everybody? So this video, I don't have my earphones in. Okay, so I'm gonna have to check the sound, how clearly my voice is coming through after I'm done recording. Make sure, no issues as far as sound. Anyway, hold on. Damn it. Anyway, so I talked about Dick's Sporting Goods last time. I'm trying to think, because I was in Georgia and I had moved to Chicago, because after I left Dick's, there wasn't that many jobs, and this was a suburb of Atlanta, but I don't know. Everyone talks about how, Atlanta's great for black folk. I guess if you got the networking and all that stuff, but if you're coming in and you're trying to get into the workforce, especially after high school and all that stuff, it's not that easy, unless you're willing to do low-end retail or, fast food, something along those lines. But anyway, I went to Chicago, and Chicago's probably even worse job-wise, and I had joined the Army. So I was in the Army, and actually I didn't even finish basic. I hurt my knee in basic because we were getting smoked, and we had to run the barracks and whatnot. People in my platoon apparently can't count to 20 when we had to count off the rifles. So I'm trying to think. My MOS, I used to know my MOS by heart, but I think it was like 94 Foxtrot or 95. It was either 94 or 95 Foxtrot, but it's basically like a computer repairer or computer technician or computer something. I had actually, when I took my ASVAB, I graded high enough to come in as an officer, but I didn't have a college degree, so I couldn't do that. And also the officer program wasn't open for as soon as I was trying to go in. So I was in the Army. So I guess that the Army was my job, quote unquote, for that period of time. They sent me to Fort Leonard Wood. So I got to see, I guess, the wooded part of Missouri. But for the most part, the Army is what it is. The military is what it is. In basic, when I first got off the buses at the barracks, we got the shark attack and carrying our bags and running back and forth. My drill sergeant, or my first drill sergeant, he actually, I don't know if he was fighting back, but he got into a confrontation with the previous class of basic training attendees or privates or whatever. There's just one private that stayed over, and I don't know if he told us to call him that or if we started messing with him and calling him that. But he was from the last cycle, and we would call him drill private because he would assist the drill sergeants in what they were doing, and all that stuff. And he actually got in trouble because I guess someone superior heard him being called drill private. Anyway, it was alright, The only thing about it was some things were kind of sketchy, later on in basic. I think this is around the time that I hurt my knee, or if not a little bit after. We had a kid named, can't think of his name, but I remember he was from Boston, and he got a concussion, and he was trying to get a medical leave to, basically get out of basic, and they were refusing to give him a medical leave and all that stuff. They would send him to sick hall, but if you're having head issues, and if you feel like it's a concussion, or you're having those kind of symptoms, sick hall can only do so much before you have to go to the hospital. And I think at one point they sent him to the hospital, and the drill sergeants were all worried and stuff because they were telling them, push through it and get over it and, stuff like that. But that's a serious thing, and that's something else I noticed was they were very lean on giving out medical stuff. Even with my knee, when I went to sick hall, all they wanted to do was have me basically kind of rehab in a way, but not really, because when you're in basic, it's constant. You don't really get days off. Maybe on the weekend once you get into blue phase or once you've been in basic for a while. But that's not for, you know, depending on how long your basic is, for like a month or so. So, I mean, they were basically telling me to stretch it out and use a roller to, you know, roll my leg and all that stuff, that part of my knee. But that was unrealistic. So eventually I ended up getting out. I got a general discharge under honorable conditions. So for whatever that's worth. But I don't know. After that, like, I wouldn't try the military again unless it was like the Air Force or something like that. But I don't know. Like, for me, my experience was like 50-50, because I'm not against doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. But it just seemed kind of sketchy how, you know, the first sergeant and the drill sergeants and, you know, just the way they did things or didn't want to do things. Anyway, I don't want the video to run too long, but basically, like, that was my job, my next job after Dick's Sporting Goods. I was in the Army for a little while in basic. I didn't make it all the way through. And I came back to, I believe I went back to Chicago. So we'll pick it up there next time. Or we'll pick it up wherever I have my next job next time, actually. Anyway, peace out, y'all.